Good day, guys. Today, I'm going to go over the thunderstorm generator and how in it, I'm pretty sure you can set it up for a house and just use a different liquid instead of, water bubbles. But we'll get there. I think the only reason they're even allowed to be able to come out with this publicly and not get just destroyed, number one, we're getting more power as far as the people and knowledge, but number two, they keep it to the generator. They're still using some kind of old technology that is still technically bad for you because of the frequency that it puts off. Now, this is the generator. Right here's a tube. Here, they got PDFs for it and everything. It's kind of awesome. But yeah, that is the setup. I tried to do my best. Anyways, you have a container here that's got fabric in it that creates bubbles, ionized bubbles that go through here. You have to have some kind of electrical thing as far as for this one. Electrical timing and control unit here and there, and fuel and plasmoid injector here before it goes into the engine. Now the tube is the most interesting part because the hot goes on the outside and the cold goes on the inside. The cold comes up and then goes in, to my understanding, and the hot's what the exhaust coming out. And the most interesting thing about it is the exhaust is oxygen. Breathable air. On one of the videos they have, the dude literally takes his mouth and goes on the exhaust. It's kind of crazy. Anyways. So, basically these water bubbles get made. They start going through this. The water bubbles come up through it and then go in. Now, the hot air's coming in through the top and going down through the bottom, right? So that creates basically like a thunderstorm, the two different hot and cold forces, and that takes the water bubble and it basically implodes it. It basically makes it do a sonoluminescence thing and implode on itself, which leads you to this. I did a video and other things a couple days ago about this. Now this is what happens to the hydrogen atom once it expands and comes back. Once it expands. Almost every element's in this sucker, but the very first one in the middle, right when it starts to expand, is mercury. So, if you know anything about mercury, like I do, that's the whole reason it expands then comes back. Like, that's the magic element. Weirdly enough, the extra electron starts with a 3, too, which I find interesting. Now, the reason I point out the mercury is because we already know there's a different charge between higher altitude and where we're at. So if you made something like a chimney or something like that went up, that would be your hot. Because the different electrical charge would make it hot. Then you can have the cold air coming from your basement, and that can be your flow. The only problem is you'd have to use mercury instead of water bubbles, because the mercury is what's going to cause the actual combustion, or plasmoid, or whatever you want to call it. The reaction of what's going to happen. And since electricity does kind of work like water as far as flowing and heat and things like that, as long as it's pulling, the house is pulling charge still, always, you should be fine. It should always work. And with a little bit of tweaking, and ingenuity, you should be able to make it to where when it's summertime, you got the cold air coming through the house, and when it's cold outside, you got the hot air coming from the basement. And also, you can just look up thunderstorm generator. I personally like the alchemical science guy. I don't remember his name. They got longer videos, much more detailed and in-depth on explaining how it works. But yeah, that's the plasmoid generator. How to make free power out of water bubbles with the generator. And it works with a car too. Till next time. Stay weird, stay crazy.